Hey guys, thank you for checking out episode 5 of Worship Pedalboard on a Budget. If you haven't watched any of the other episodes, real quickly, what we're trying to do is get a guitar, all of the pedals, an amp, all the cords and cables, all for 500 Canadian, just to see if it can be done. For those who might want to start out in doing some lead guitar in the church, doing some worship, can they get started for 500 Canadian? Before we get into it, I just want to thank everyone who has been watching the videos. 2 of the 4 videos have gone over 1,000 views, which has been a shock and also pretty cool. I've gotten over 100 subscribers, so thank you to everybody who has subscribed. If you haven't yet and you want to follow along in this journey, why don't you hit subscribe and it'll come right to your YouTube when I update a new video. Also, really quickly, this shirt is a buddy of mine, Keith Kitchen, who is a super talented guitar player and singer-songwriter, award-winning folk artist who happens to be an amazing Christian and one of my best friends. One last thing before we talk about the pedals, because I am so excited about it, I want to share it with you, and I think the kind of people who watch these videos are going to be excited for me. So I just want to say that a couple weeks ago I put in an order for a Veritas guitar. It's a Craftsman Portlander, so it's not quite the complete custom, but I did get to pick things like, the color, the pickups, and some of the finishings and all that kind of stuff. So I am so excited. It's going to take a few months to build, but when it comes, I will pull it out of the box and show you guys. I'm super excited for it. They are not going to give me any support for saying that, but I'm so excited. I know they make great guitars, and I'm excited to own one. Alright, that being said, let's talk about what we've got so far. I'm going to put on the side here so that you can see, I know I haven't done this yet and I meant to, that some of the proof of purchase, or if people are wondering, did I really get these deals, then here are some of my proofs. So we bought the Boss RV5 for $90 Canadian. That was our first purchase. Next, of course, we bought that Fender the Squier Stratocaster for $175. Next, we bought that amp in the last episode for a cool $50. And yes, it's a solid state, it's not a tube, but you can't go wrong with $50. And if you want to know what that rig sounded like, go to the last episode, and it actually sounds pretty good. And this week, super excited because I hit a mega jackpot, and I'm going to put that my request on the side here. Guys, if you're just starting out, don't be afraid to ask for free stuff, because the person selling can say no, but they might also say yes. So I asked them, hey, could you throw in a couple of extra cables? And they went above and beyond. So when the guy sent it to me, I got all of this stuff. So not only did I get a soul food in the box for $65 Canadian, it also came with a power supply, which I was in need of. Not only that, but the guy that sold it to me, I asked for some cords. So he threw in 4 patch cables, which is awesome because I needed patch cables. He also threw in a daisy chain for power. So I got my power supply and a daisy chain. So now my power is set. And on top of that, he even threw in a clip-on tuner, which we had discussed in other episodes. So I am super stoked. For $65, this saint sent me not just the pedal that I bought, but all of this extra stuff. Okay, for those of you who don't know, a EHX Soul Food is a clone of a Klon Centaur. The Klon Centaur, built by Bill Finnegan, set the standard for transparent overdrives, and there are a ton of really great clones out there. So I picked up this Soul Food for $65 Canadian used. This Klon Centaur goes for about $2,000, and whatever someone will pay above that used. So we're going to play these side by side this morning to see what is the actual difference. This sounds amazing, no doubt about it. But this probably sounds just about as good. And once it goes through your amp, through a mic, out into your church system, there's probably not going to be a discernible difference to most of the people in your congregation. So we'll check those out to see how they sound. And then at the end, we will play the full rig as it stands to this day. Okay, for this comparison, I am playing my TMG Nigel Hendroff Scarlett through the Soul Food and the Centaur into my Fender Twin amp. So we're gonna hear how these sound. So this is the unaffected, and just to start off, both of them, all the knobs at 12 o'clock, and let's hear how they sound. This is the original Klon. And the Soul Food. Alright, so we've turned the drive down to about 9 o'clock on both pedals. The output, or the volume, is at 3 o'clock, so let's hear how these sound. Okay, we have got now the gain is about 3 o'clock, and the output, or the volume, is around 11 o'clock, maybe 10:30. So let's try these out. Okay, the output or volume is the same. Let's pump up the gain all the way and see what we've got. So is there a $1,900 difference between these two pedals? Absolutely not. If you saw my video building a worship pedal board from scratch, then you know I am planning to sell the Klon. I just wanted to own one for a while. I've done that, and I'm going to sell it for some other stuff. And it's definitely not worth it if you don't have a whole bunch of expendable cash. There's no reason to own a Klon. It definitely sounds better, once again, with the compression that I use putting together the videos. I don't know how much of a difference there is when we watch this back. Live, there's definitely a difference, but not one that's that huge. A couple $100 for sure, but not $1,900. So we've got our overdrive now. So let's put our rig together and hear how it sounds. So this is our rig to date. We've got the Squier Strat going into our Soul Food overdrive, our RV5 delay into the Trainer DG30 amp. So here is our current sound. once again, thanks to everybody who has been commenting. Some of the stuff that came up, maybe this is useful to people watching for the overdrives. Tone City was one of the suggestions that came up. The Vintage OD, Ultimate OD by Joyo was another suggestion. Pedals by Donner, Coco, EX, Tom's Line, and Rowan were some other comments by some folks. The Cowline Crazy Cacti was another. Some Boss pedals that you might be able to pick up for a great deal. The BD2, SV1, DS1, and also the Bad Monkey by Digitech. I don't know all of those pedals. I've played some of them, and they would be probably just about as good as the Soul Food. So thank you everybody for commenting. The last pedal I've got to get is my delay pedal. So just to wrap her all up, RV5 we spent 90, Guitar 175, Amp 50, Soul Food 65. That leaves us, or that's a total of $380, leaving us 120 Canadian to pick up a delay pedal. It is so doable. We're near the end. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share, and we will see you next time.